Hello, everyone. Dr. Andy here again, Innate Balance, Chiropractic and Lifestyle Center here. Today's video is going to be more about the reasons why, or at least my views on why we need to have this lockdown, my views on coronavirus. These are personal, they're my own. Um, and I'd like to share that with you. A lot of people are very positive about the lockdown, about the virus. They're knowing that we'll probably all get through this okay, at least most of us will. And people have taken it really well. A lot of people are losing a lot of their income because of the lockdown. Some people are not taking so well to giving up their luxuries and liberties, the movement that they're not afforded. But here's my view on it. So initially, admittedly, I ignorantly believed that the fuss was all a lot about nothing. We're talking about a virus here that has a very low mortality rate. And most of us will probably survive. Those with good immune systems and healthy lungs will most likely survive this, even if we get the virus. And so I was wondering what all the hype and fuss was about in the beginning, and didn't put much stock in it. And then I realized, or it was explained to me, what the dilemma is and what the big crisis is around the virus and why the lockdown is in fact important. So if we take that, we're looking at a mortality rate of about 3%, which means 97% of you out there will survive it even if you do get it. And that is not a very high percentage. There are diseases out there that can do a lot more damage, and have much higher mortality. I mean, driving your car is more dangerous. But here's the crisis that we face as a globe, and not just a country, but as a globe. The critical incidence on this particular virus is probably around 10%. So how it differs from the common flu or cold is you don't have such a high critical percentage of people who get flu. With this virus, you have about a 10% critical case. So imagine that 100,000 people get the virus in a short space of time, in the space of 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Out of that, 10% means you're going to need 10,000 ICU beds, because that's what critical means. It means that you need critical care. You're going to need ICU care. So we're talking about 10,000 ICU beds. Now, 100,000 people is not a lot of people, particularly in heavily densely populated areas. So if you're looking at 10,000 people needing an ICU bed in critical care, our country only have, according to the facts that I've read, we only have about 7,000 ICU beds. That means that we will have to turn people away who need critical care. And remember that 7,000 beds in total, that includes the ones that are currently being used for people in intensive care. According to News 24, I think we're looking at about 4,000 available beds that we have right now. So if you're looking at those people who need critical care and are turned away, who do you turn away? Who do you say, go home and you can't get the critical care you need and you will probably die at home? Can you imagine what those families have to put up with? So the pressure on the medical fraternity is immense, to be able to cope with so many people getting the virus, and of course those needing critical care. And my question to you, or the way I'd like to relay this to you, is if we're not going to do it, if we are selfish enough to not consider people globally or humanity globally, think about the people that people you love and care for, who probably would not survive this virus without critical care. Now we're talking about possibly your parents, people who may have asthma, any other lung disorders, low immunities for whatever reason. Those people are really at risk of dying because of this virus. And if we have or if we do not have enough critical care beds for them, we face a real crisis. And I don't think any of us would want people we love to be turned away from having that critical care if they desperately need it. So for that reason, for that one reason, I think we should all consider this lockdown in a different light, and perhaps in that light. If not that, if you are somebody who does buy into some of the conspiracy theories that are going around 5G and whether 5G is actually causing this virus, and I've watched some that say that, it's the effects of the radiation of 5G and all that sort of thing, and older generations just don't have the capacity to build up resistance to it. If that is the case, then consider the lockdown in this light. The lockdown is implemented because of what information is out there and the pressure on the government to do something very drastic and very quickly, which has put a lot of people who are self-employed out of business. So there are a lot of people who are losing a large amount of income because of the lockdown. If we cannot curb this, if we can't slow down the progress of this pandemic, the lockdown may be extended, which means the people that that you care about, who are not earning money because of the lockdown, may stand to lose more if the lockdown is extended. So if you're not going to consider abiding by the rules for health reasons, to protect those that you love from the virus for health reasons, then consider friends and family you might have that are now sitting at home and are unable to generate an income because of the lockdown. If we do not abide by the rules, if we do not stick to what the government has laid out, there is a real possibility that this gets extended and those people are without work for even longer. So I know there are a lot of people who are going, I want to go and visit my boyfriend, and I want to go and socialize with my friends, and I'm going to sneak out and I'm going to do it. Just remember that if everybody does that, this will extend the time that we have to deal with crisis that we have right now. So consider it from that perspective. Do it for me, do it for you, do it for those you love. I'm certainly doing it for my parents. I'm doing it for the people I know who are not able to work because of the lockdown. I want to try and get through this crisis as quickly as possible, and then again help those who are not able to work to find other ways of generating income, be it online, and that would be through coaching. So hopefully you see it from that light. This is just my perspective, it's my opinion. If you agree, put it in the comments. If you don't, tell me why. I'm always open to people's opinions, but let's get through this together. Let's sit at home, be safe, and if you are struggling with being home and being in isolation, please get in touch. I'd like to help here at Innate Balance. That's what we do. So we'll hopefully chat to you soon. And I apologize if the video came across as a little bit somber today, a little bit serious, but I suppose what we're dealing with is a very serious issue, and the globe has never encountered anything like this in our lifetime, for sure. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching to the end, and we'll see you again really soon. Take care. Bye-bye now.